So let's say, here's a hypothetical, or maybe this has happened to you, I don't know. But let's say you have somebody who's relatively new in the country, who is an immigrant with legal status, let's say, who is not a prohibited person, or who believe to be not a prohibited person. And they come to you or a lot of your colleagues, if you know what other people are doing, and they want to find out, how can I become a gun owner? What do I need to do? Can you check for me if I'm prohibited or not? Do those people typically get a free consultation?
Yes.
What are the resources that, so let's say you don't know anybody in the gun community, you don't know who to ask, you don't know the clubs, you don't know the instructors, and you did a quick Google search and a list of attorneys came up. Is that a common thing that people come to you and say?
No, most immigrants, it's a very narrow category of people, legal immigrants.
Yeah.
I've had a couple come to me. Basically, I talk to them and say, tell me where you came from. Tell me your criminal history, because you don't have one here. Tell me your criminal history. Do you have a criminal history from Germany? Do you have a criminal history from Scotland?
That's a funny thing you say that, because I was, I don't want to say I was appalled, but I was, it definitely made me scratch my head. So let's say I come to America as a grown-up, not as a child. I have 30 years history in my home country, let's say Germany. And I could be a serial rapist, a career bank robber, a hitman, you name it, whatever, drug dealer, and I have a rap sheet of convictions in Germany. Then I come to America, and then America goes, "Hi, Germany, this is America. Do you know Matthias?" "Yeah, we know Matthias. What's up? Yeah, let me know what's going on." They don't do that. So you come over here and you have a clean sheet, you have a white vest, you are not implied in anything.
Well, if you've got legal status, like if you're on an LPR, they've done some form of background on you, and you've answered under penalty of perjury. So you've falsified your immigration documents, so you have additional problems.
Sure, but only if they find out.
Only if they find out.
I'm not encouraging anybody to break the law, that's what I'm saying.
We're connected to Interpol too.
Well, you have to do some real serious shit to end up on their list.
Right. Well, but they could get, it's pretty easy to get criminal histories out of foreign jurisdictions, most anyway. But here's the more complicated issue. You're from Iran and you've been convicted of treason.
In Iran.
Okay, so what was the treason? You said that perhaps we should have democratic elections. That was your treason.
Yeah.
And so when you're going outside our jurisdiction to look at foreign convictions, you have to look at the nature of the conviction. You have to look at the elements of the offense. And the question, at least for the criminal law anyway, and for immigration law, is would that crime have been a crime in the United States?
Ah. Okay.
There has to be an analog. And we do that a lot when we're looking at different states. Like California wants to increase punishment because you've got a violent felony out of Iowa. Well, could that have in fact been a crime in California? And I had a lot of litigation when three strikes law came out in California over foreign jurisdictions. And Arizona comes to mind, that somebody had a burglary in Arizona. Well, it wouldn't have been a burglary in California because you can commit a burglary in Arizona by being outside the house. You can't commit a burglary in California without being having get in the house. And so all of those things will come up. But could you hide? I guess theoretically, yeah, you could hide your criminal history. You could lie about it on your visa application, and you could come over here and get a gun if you're an LPR. I guess theoretically you could do it. Nobody's backgrounding. And that's one of the problems with immigration. How are we vetting a Yemeni immigrant?
Right.
Who are we going to in Yemen, the Houthis, to give us somebody's criminal history and their fingerprints? So we have no ability to background people from certain countries. None. Yeah. I think that was one of the basis for the so-called Muslim ban.
So, and for me, that's actually an argument for saying for against certain pieces of gun control and background checks and stuff like that, especially background checks. Because if you allow somebody to, somebody has a green card, they came over here, they are either lying or not disclosing their criminal history. But you do that with Americans who had the misfortune of being born here, and let's say they were 17, in 1990, they were 17 and got convicted for marijuana, which now is not illegal anymore, but that conviction stays. That's kind of unfair. So, that could be used as an argument against background checks.
Yes, but what kind of background check are they doing? I mean, for your FFL background check that's happening, if we go out here and go buy a gun next door, well, all they're doing is running United States computers.
Right.
They're not running you in your foreign jurisdiction. I guess it could come up, but I don't know how. I don't know how they get that information. I mean, I know
exactly.
if in serious cases, serious criminal cases, the district attorneys will generally try to get foreign jurisdiction information.
How long does that take?
Depends on the jurisdiction.
Okay.
I mean, they have to go through the State Department, but there's almost always police liaisons.
Yeah.
It's easy to get from the UK. It's easy to get from the EU. Those aren't hard to get those things. You just ask for them.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's a moderate process. It's not coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've seen it done in a couple of my cases is foreign jurisdiction criminal histories.
Interesting.
Then interpreting them is a different issue.
Yeah, I mean, they have a different penal code. They have, not only the language is different.
I've got to hire basically a German lawyer to interpret what this means.
I did spend a couple of semesters in law school in Germany. Yeah, so legal, both for Germany and for German and English, this is true that the legal language and the colloquial language have barely anything in common. It's so difficult to read a legal text in English, in my opinion. When I do that on the rare occasion, I struggle. It's hard. Then I ask you.
Yeah, right. And that's why I'm on retainer.
Yeah.